Greetings. Hello. Welcome to this. Thank you so much for your patience when I was out flying yesterday. I'm so grateful to be here with Linda and Josh, who are mother and son. I'm visiting them here in Gettysburg. And Linda is the founder of Gettysburg Goddesses, which is a service and spiritual organization that honors women who have accomplished wonderful things in community. And Josh is a reader and diviner. They're both readers and diviners. And we are here today to do Guanyin practice together. So it's really nice to be together. Hi, Mary Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Hi, friends on YouTube. How are you? So we are going to dive right into our practice. Linda has such equipped with such a beautiful Guanyin statue. I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see. These are those really pretty like translucent looking Guanyin statues. Hi, Melanie. These ones glow in the dark, which I just love. And so we have a Guanyin statue here today for us to do our practice too. And we also have, Josh got these really a wonderful teacup candles, beeswax teacup candles from the local bakery, which I think they're locally made. So we're going to use that today. Linda supplied us with our incense, and we have the Witch Oracle by Angie Sullins and Silas Tobal, which I love. And Josh just told me, he's like, everyone has this deck now. He was one of the people who backed Angie on Kickstarter when she was doing this deck. And so he also has a copy. He was an early adopter of this deck. I'm just late to the game finding out about it, and I love it so much. It's such a great deck. So we are here on their beautiful property, Pepperland Ranch, where they keep cardigan corgis, and there are like a dozen garden beds and a beautiful woods that Liz is rehabilitating and creating sacred space in. And it's just like absolute joy and pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for hosting me. And they are consummate hosts. If you ever get to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, let me tell you, there is a lot more for a magical person to do in Gettysburg than you would think. There's wonderful metaphysical stores. We had such a good time. They took me around to some of their favorite crystal stores yesterday. And there's beautiful downtown, and it's actually a fantastic place that I've never been to before. So I was really grateful to get to come here. All right, so we are in the month of Baba Yaga, and we are working with this witch deck, and we are going to call in Baba Yaga. And just so you know, in case you're thinking about it, there are just a very few more spots in my upcoming Baba Yaga class. And last night we ended up having this whole long conversation about the babushka and the symbolism of the babushka, and what we're going to be doing in the class is, among other things, discussing symbolism of the head covering in the babushka. So let's take a minute now and just really tap into that Baba Yaga energy. She is the wild forest crone. She is the dancing maiden, the Rusalka siren singing from the river. She is the mother of the hearth and the mother of dragons and serpents. She is the Amanita muscaria and its psychic wisdoms. She is the guardian of the gate of the ancestors. And so we're going to be welcoming that spirit of Baba Yaga today. Crone mother, bone mother, healer, seer, witch, secret keeper, screech owl, mighty wolf bitch, Baba Yaga, bright dawn, Baba Yaga, red sun, Baba Yaga, midnight, Baba Yaga, black sky woman, keep me safe within your sight. Keep me on a path of right. And let's see, what is the message that Baba Yaga wants us to contemplate today as we go into this day? And just a quick note, I'll be on an airplane again tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday. So don't worry if I go missing for a day. I'll be back. Why don't you draw us the card, Josh? Which is the card for today?
Which is the card?
Which is the card for the day?
She of the one invisible ally.
Oh, she of the invisible ally. All right. And will you hold it up so that folks can see it? And I'm going to find where she is here. She of the invisible ally. Does it have a number? 7. Okay, great. I'm lost without the numbers. Okay, here we go. There are unseen forces guiding you right now. They rarely let themselves be seen, but that doesn't mean they're not there. While it's true that you often name and number your resources, you also often forget about the unseen ones. The invisibles are available to you always, but they tend to dwell in the higher places, in the energies of wonder and awe, of curiosity and hope. Today, petition them. A witch will reach into those unseen energies and swim with them through the cosmos. This is a good time for dreaming and journeying. Take a walk in nature. Seek out a credible plant shaman who can help you access the gifts of the green world. Spend some time in the liminal realm with active imagination. In the tradition of archetypal psychology, put yourself in the way of magic. Helpful spirits are ready to guide you, and now is the time to summon them to show themselves. Potent words, and always encouraging to know you've got your dream team in the spirit realm. One of the things this brought to my mind, and then I'm going to ask you guys if there's thoughts you have on this subject, is that when I first began my journey with goddess and with spirit in general, I didn't know what I didn't know. And over time, as I learned about like the symbols and the history and the lore of various different goddesses and guardians, I started to see those subtle signs that they had always been there. Like looking back and realizing, oh, I was always interested in, for example, like from when I was young, like a child, I always was obsessed with Tibet. And then it came later that I connected with Tibetan Buddhism. Or like I was telling Linda, I played Aphrodite in a school play when I was in 6th grade. She was there the whole time. And I'm wondering, if you think about it, what were some symbols or things that go back to your past or your childhood, things that you're like, oh, I guess that was always there. Like I was always interested in like swans, or I always loved, was fascinated by the history of a particular culture. Anything that comes to mind like that?
Yeah, absolutely. It was Egypt.
Egypt, yes.
Egypt.
Tell
Yes.
us more.
Well, I would draw pyramids, like floor plans of pyramids, but they weren't tombs. They were some other type of thing. But I was fascinated with all of Egyptian culture and Isis and Hatshepsut and all the sort of mystery and magic of that whole region. And that stayed with me my whole life.
For your whole life.
Yeah.
And so then now here we are, and you're in your second year of priestess training. We were just talking this morning about your goddess devotions, and it looks like Isis and Sekhmet are both on the list. So it's like they were there even before, and Hatshepsut, maybe an ancestress that you would work with or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Josh?
I think both, like, fascinated by gems and rocks and minerals, and just spiritual, like, writings, like not anything in any particular written language, but like to hear it and phonetically write
yes, the voces magicae, the like magical languages that aren't necessarily of a particular language that you even speak. You don't even need to know, you just could tell, like inscriptions, writings. And I love that. It's almost like in the Akashic record, there's your awareness is there of what those things might mean. And of course, crystals and gems. Who here, raise your hand if you collected magic rocks ever since you were a child? I'm a collector of magic rocks. So, there's the tangible manifestations of these things, like in our crystals, or if we see like hieroglyphics or stuff like that. There's the tangible things of like, oh, I'm fascinated with the history of Egypt. But then even beyond those like earthly things, there's those energies that were attached to them that even drew our attention to it in the first place. And I think for a lot of us, we are, living in this world. And so those worldly bits of proof make sense and they feel good. We feel like happy when we get those worldly bits of proof, like, oh, that was there all along, or, oh, this is something I've had since I was a child, or whatever. But to remember that behind that, there was the unseen hand that was guiding you at the small of your back toward that, or there was that unseen hand that tumbled that crystal into your path, or that put that little thing in front of you. And I think, sometimes we feel like we have to take it all on ourselves. Like, if I don't do it, if I'm not, I have to be the one to manifest it. I have to be the one to think of it. And that is exhausting. I think it depletes us and it leaves us feeling like, then if something doesn't manifest the way we wanted it to, then we question whether we're magical or not, or something bad happens in our lives, then we might lose faith. We might go through a crisis of feeling like, oh, I thought I put everything I had into that and it still didn't work. Why not? But I actually think that remembering that there is this unseen wisdom behind us, shaping, guiding, it is the wisdom of destiny or fate. It is the placement of you in particular circumstances. And that, I think there's a lot of empowerment that can be had, and a lot of healing of trauma that can be had. I would never say to a traumatized person that happened for a reason, but I would say to myself and others who've experienced trauma that when we look back and we see the bigger arc of how things landed, we can often see that along the way, we did have protection, support, inklings, messages, whether we chose to believe them, listen to them or not. Sometimes we ignored them. Sometimes we had messages and we just didn't listen. We were willful about it. We felt like, oh, but that's okay, because that's what it is to be human, is to have experiences and grow and learn. So learning that sense that like the divine doesn't make mistakes. And it doesn't mean that the divine punishes us or puts us in harm's way. We do that. But the divine doesn't make mistakes, and it will nudge what we need into the path to get us where we're meant to go, even when things don't work out the first, second, or third time, even when things have gone badly, even when we've suffered, even when we've struggled, and we have. But that all of those sufferings and strugglings are our human experience, and the divine is with us all along. So today, let's just give thanks for those unseen forces that have nudged us, shaped us, pushed us, put stuff in front of us. Like, I feel like my guardian angels are probably out there like, oh my God, oh Lord, what is this girl going to do next? Okay, put kittens in front of her to keep her still for a minute so that she doesn't walk into traffic. Like, I think that just keeping in mind that there's a lot of manifestation of a magical sort that happens even when we have our difficult human journeys. And that just because our human journeys might be difficult sometimes doesn't mean that we didn't have grace, that we didn't have something bigger and brighter and smarter putting resources in our path, putting opportunities in front of us, and sometimes even putting painful information in front of us so that we would know what to do next, so that we couldn't ignore it. So let's give thanks for our invisible allies today, and sending love to everybody. I see Jennifer's out there. Jorge. Hi. Hi, Shaylee. Hi there. It looks like I see Glyphus and Natalie. Thank you for coming today. All right, let's get into it. So we're not going to do prostrations because we just got our booties on these cushions and we're all tucked in, but we're going to just put our attention for a moment on Guanyin. And then let's take refuge. Namo Gurube. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And I'd like to extend special gratitude to Linda and Josh and Russ, who are holding such a beautiful space here. And I'd like to send energy to their little dog, Pixie, who's having some discomfort in her legs and hips. And we'd like Pixie to be happy and whole so that she can run and be a normal little dog, cheerful. She's such a gentle, sweet little dog. So sending our energies today to the healing, miraculous healing of Pixie, and to the blessings of this land and all that it offers to this family and all who get to visit. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Xiyin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. All right, 108 recitations of Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa, calling out to Guan Yin and asking her to awaken the value of compassion in our hearts. And I'm just going to say this. I've chanted with lots of people. Y'all better not disappoint me. I know you've got beautiful voices.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm not here chanting and then you are like quietly. No. We're chanting now. All right. Okay, we're going to chant together. And we're doing Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa. Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa. Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa. Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa, Namo Guan Xiyin Pusa, Namo Guanxin 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 Pusa, Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. 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 And the prayer for the Mani Reciter of Kam by Gyaltse Tokme Sangpo. Lama Dankun Shiksum Chakta Lo Dakni Changchuk Ningpor Chike Bar Gangdang Gangdu Kipa De Dang Der Tadu Tuje Champo Jetsin Shing Kusum Gewe Chila Chipar Sho Jamdang Ningje Champo Kunlangne Tuje Champo Duljar Girpa Nam Lame Changchuk Chola Gope Chir Tuje Champo Trinle Je Par Sho. Homage to the Guru and Three Jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, wherever I may be reborn, in those places, may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and great compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama Dankun Shuksum Lakchak Lo Dakni Changchuk Ningpor Chike Bar Gangdang Gangdu Kepa De Dang Der Tadu Tuje Champo Chetsin Shing Kusum Gewe Chila Chipar Sho Jamdang Ningje Champo Kunlangne Tuje Champo Duljar Kirpa Nam Lame Changchuk Chola Gope Chir Tuje Champo Trinle Je Par Sho. And now we'll do 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending out the energy of our practice today to Trixie and to this land and to anyone else who needs it. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom and may they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss Yeshe Wangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and bow to the inner teacher. And maybe one little extra bow to the invisible allies who are always there, helping, uplifting, guiding, and shaping. And may all of our invisible allies show their energy in our lives today, a little sign, a symbol, a guidance, even a little obstacle in the path that diverts us to a better path. May that be for all who wish it. All right. And I will be back I think I'm going to be back on Thursday. So I'll see you then. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye. Let me move this candle so I don't catch myself on fire while I lean in to do this. Bye.